What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great day whenever you watch this video, guys. Listen up. In today's video, we are going to be talking about briefly, about my likes and dislikes and my overall thoughts on the Stranger Things Volume 2 that was recently released last week. I only actually ended up watching it over the weekend because things got a bit crazy in the week. But nevertheless, we are here today in this video. And if you guys have been paying attention online, if you guys are huge Stranger Things fans, you guys will let me know in the comment section down below. Because I know a lot of people have been waiting for this, and it's been crazy going online. If you've been checking out things, if you've checked out on YouTube, things about the Volume 2, things about that episode 7. I think The Bridge is what it's called. Yeah, it's going crazy online right now. People are not happy. A lot of people are not happy with what's going on in the story, the way that the characters are portrayed, some of the dialogue. It's going, crazy. There are obviously people who like it, but I've seen a lot of more disliking than liking of what's been happening so far. But when it comes to these videos, and when it comes to watching series and things like that, I always give it until everything comes out, I can never fully state like, okay, is like season 5 or is Stranger Things 5 good or not yet, because I have to judge it completely as a whole season, because obviously the final isn't out yet, and I will be making a video on the final or on my thoughts on the season in general when that does come out. But for now, obviously, we have to withhold our thoughts. And also when it comes to these type of videos, I know a lot of people are strong Stranger Things fans. They have been waiting for this since like 9 years ago, 10 years ago. I only recently, this year, started watching it. So for me, I really do enjoy like the Stranger Things, the vibe of the show, the characters. I do enjoy a lot of it, but I'm not like the biggest fan or anything like that, like a die-hard fan, I just enjoy watching the show, like just super casually, I just put it on and I enjoy watching it and, stuff like that. But yeah, in today's video, like I said, we're going to get into my likes and my dislikes, and then at the end of the video, we're going to get into my overall thoughts, and you guys can obviously feel free to leave your opinions, your own opinions in the comment section below, talking about my thoughts or even your own thoughts down below. But yeah, let's get into it, guys, so we can get on with the video. Okay, so let's start off, guys. Listen, I just want to say, I wanted to be clear on this one. I actually did enjoy Volume 1 more than Volume 2. I think Volume 1, the way it ended on the cliffhanger when Will, gets his powers, I think that is very cool, It was such a great way to end it. And I expected things to go insane, go crazy from here. But, yeah, for me, it felt a little flat. The Volume 2 continuation, it didn't exceed Volume 1 in that regard. But I mean, there were still things that I liked, obviously, and there are still things that I disliked. So spoilers also ahead. If you guys haven't watched it, this is going to be a lot of spoilers, obviously, of my likes and dislikes. But let's get into it. What I did like, Steve addresses Eddie's sacrifice. Now, for me, I mean, I know a lot of people are asking, like, what about Eddie and everything like that, because that is a big thing that's linked to season 5, obviously, with Dustin. He's like super upset about this. He's getting beaten up by people, because Eddie was this huge figure in season 4. And Steve to say that, his sacrifice didn't do anything, he didn't save anybody. I think that was a cool scene, because a lot of people said, what did Eddie do? Did he really actually save anybody? Because, I mean, the scene of Eddie playing, was cool at the end, obviously, with the bats and everything like that. I think it was cool, but did it change anything in the story, narratively, Was there someone specifically that he saved? But I don't know, maybe. I mean, you guys can let me know in the comment section down below. I don't know, but I think it was cool that he did mention it. Next one that I like is Nancy and Jonathan's confession scene. Or the scene, basically, where they were talking to each other about how they feel and everything. I think the scene was done very well. I liked a lot of the emotion in the scene, them finally being honest with each other. It feels like they're actually in a real relationship. When it comes to these relationships on screen, I feel like they hardly share any time together. Same thing with like Mike and Eleven. They hardly talk to each other, or they're hardly seen together, especially nowadays, in like season 4 and 5 and everything like that. But it was cool to see them share the scene, and I think the scene was done well overall. But I will mention something back later in my dislikes. But moving on, Steve and Dustin ironing out their issues. I like a lot of what Steve and Dustin is doing this season, what they're doing, their conflicts, their overall resolution, like I said at the end, where they are ironing out their issues, the huge emotional outburst that Dustin goes and he just charges at Steve. I think these two characters are like very well done in this season. It's done very well. And for me, I think like these two are the ones that have been going through things and, have been with each other since season 2, and they are focused a lot on season 5. And I think that's a cool conflict that they have. I'm glad they sorted everything out. It was very nice. And then also the Will attacking Vecna scene. For me, like, I think there hasn't been not an action, but like a set piece that made me go, oh my word, that's so cool. Yet, in volume 2. This for me was one of the times, that was very cool to see. Will, like, injure Vecna being almost like he doesn't know what's going on. That type of thing was very cool to see, so I liked that a lot. But anyway, moving on to my dislikes, and I've got a lot of dislikes here, so I'm just gonna try and rattle through them. I mean, not rattle, I'm just gonna try and shoot through them very quickly so this video doesn't get too long. My first one that I dislike is the fake out death. Nancy and Jonathan, they have a big fake out death. I do not enjoy it. Like I said, I think the scene where they're confessing everything is nice, but all of a sudden the room stops filling up and they don't die. The fake out deaths for me is a really annoying thing about the show, but I mean, I guess I can overlook it if I'm having enough fun. Moving on, Demogorgons running past Robin and Tammy in the hospital scene. Yes, I know that Demogorgons are a hive mind and they're only going to stop Max or going to kill Max or whatever. But literally, if the Demogorgons or the Demo Dogs or whatever, if they had literally attacked Robin and Tammy, they would never have been able to send the message through. But I mean, you can look at that as character logic. You can look at that as the hive mind, so they're not focused on anything else. That could be a thing. I don't know. You let me know. For me, I was like, okay. Anyway, moving on to the military being the only casualties. And this ties into my previous point that the Demogorgons are out for the military. I kind of feel a little bad for the military at this point because they are getting, destroyed every time there's Demogorgons on the screen. And this also comes back to the hive mind thing. Like, why are they attacking the military if, like, their primary goal is finding Max? They should run past everybody then, no? But anyway, moving on. Lucas kicking a demo dog while saving Max. I mean, you can say it was cool. It was kind of cool, but I didn't enjoy how easy you just, like, dispatched that dog. Because, I mean, yeah, for me, it was just a little bit, not unrealistic, but a little, I was like, wow, how is he really going to get out of this? Oh, he kicks the dog, I don't know what number this is, but moving on. Ted Wheeler is missing in action. I don't know where he is. They keep showing Karen Wheeler. It's cool that they are tying the parents now more to the story. But Ted being a no-show, I really hope he shows up and they kind of have a resolution in the final episode and they talk about him or stuff like that. Because he was injured and then everybody forgot about him. No one's asking like, oh, where's Dad? But I don't know. Maybe it's like the family situation. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Karen Wheeler soloing or just going super mom on the demo dogs. I mean, that whole scene in the laundromat kind of, where she didn't show or put the thing in, obviously, but she, like, saves them by putting a canister in one of the tumble dryers, and this, like, attracts the demo dogs to them, and then it explodes in their face. For me, I don't know. I didn't really enjoy it because I was like, damn, she's killed like 3 demo dogs, and she also kind of fought against a full Demogorgon. It just came out of nowhere, in my opinion. But then, anyway, the last one that I'm going to mention is the overuse of the slow motion running scenes. Now, for me, a lot of people are criticizing this about, Holly and Max taking their time to get out. They see the gate, they see the portals, and they have a long conversation about, oh, hey, we should really get out of here, blah, blah, blah. And the slow motion kicks in. Now, in season 4, I was okay with it because it was a huge emotional scene, there was a lot of tension in the scene. But now I feel like they use, especially like running up that hill, they're using that song a lot. And I know it's a popular song. I know it's really tied to the character. So they got to use it. But the slow motion, everything like that for me, sometimes it just gets a bit overdone, And it's like that cake or something that you eat, something like a dessert that you eat over and over and over and over and over. And after a certain point, it doesn't taste as nice as it did the first time or doesn't taste as enjoyable. It's like that. But anyway, that's all my likes and dislikes. My overall thoughts. Let me get into this quickly. Will's big... the big Will scene, that scene, For me, I understand why it's being done. At the end of the day, he's under the impression that Vecna is going to use this against him and use it, like, against his friends. And, like, oh, if you don't tell them, this is what I'm going to do. Something like that, I think the scene was okay. I didn't, like, dislike it or like it, per se. I think it was okay. And I understand narratively for the story why they had to do it. I know people are destroying this episode because of this scene, and a lot of people are upset about it and everything like that. For me, I'm not too fussed about anything. Like I said, I'm more of a casual viewer. I'm just watching it and I'm along for that. And it's cool you know, to be in this community and like being watching Stranger Things now and seeing everybody's reactions and all the love they have for the show. But some of the love is becoming like, you know, hate and unjustifiably, I guess. But yeah, for me, I was okay with the scene. It's fine. I understand for the story. Moving on. Also, everything feels a little not out of place, but everything feels like massively not overrushed, but everything seems like it's happening all at once. And I understand that they're doing it because this is like the final season. Things are coming to a close. But like the reveal of the Abyss or the Dimension X, basically, or whatever that realm is called, for it to be revealed so late, I guess it's okay. But I wanted to see how they're going to do it now in the final. How are they going to talk about maybe some backstory? What is that dimension? Is the dimension going to exist after all this ends or whatever? Do they close the bridge? Does that world exist by itself? I don't know. We're going to see. So for me, I'm very nervous, you know, about the final episode. I am curious as well. But for me, I think it's also, this reminds me about, what's the movie? Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. People were talking crazy online about all the cameos and everything like that was going to be in the movie. And then when the movie came out and there wasn't that many cameos and there wasn't that much crazy things about the multiverse of madness as the movie's title suggests, people were left a bit disappointed. And I feel like if the final season was overhyped and people got their hopes too high, you know, I think I understand why they are upset. Especially if like directors come out and actors come out promoting the movie in that light, you know, and people do feel disappointed. I guess they are justified to feel that way. But for me, we shouldn't get, like I said, people shouldn't get crazy over the top about all this, because at the end of the day, it is a show, you know, and I know a lot of people are attached to the show, but we shouldn't be going after actors and directors and, you know, talking crazy about them, sending threats and yeah, like I've seen a lot of hate, you know, about people talking about the actors and the acting and at the end of the day, you know, we just got to remember that this is a show. I know that a lot of people love, obviously, but people are people, you know, they also have feelings and stuff like that. And I know I guess you can say, like, if someone's acting and you don't enjoy their portrayal of a character, whatever, you can say that and say, okay, no, I just didn't enjoy it, you know. But for me, if I'm hearing like people going after actors, sending them like hate comments and sending directors like threats and everything like that, I don't know, because I know there's a huge movement online about a lot of different things. Everything is surrounding Stranger Things is blown up right now, like they're exploding. Like actors, Netflix as well. Like I don't know what's going on. For me, like, I'm just along for the ride. And it is nice, like I said earlier, it's nice to be in this, you know, motion of something that's happening around the world and you're kind of part of it and you share your thoughts and you talk about it. It reminds me of, like, the Marvel times, you know, when Avengers Endgame came out, Avengers Infinity War, even prior, everybody was on that same movement. We were talking about, oh my word, what's going to happen? And this channel is about that, you know, about connecting people, and that it's a cool experience to experience this once in a lifetime moment type of thing, you know, because the season's coming to an end. A lot of people are excited, a lot of people are nervous, a lot of people are sad as well about the final season, about their show that's coming to an end. So yeah, but for me, those are my thoughts. Feel free to leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. This was a bit of a longer video. I apologize for that, but I just wanted to get all my thoughts out constructively, you know. I just didn't want to speak and not say anything like whatever I was just saying. I was just rambling on. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. Take care. I hope you enjoy it. And we will do a video, like I said, on the final episode and then like an overall season 5 thoughts on how I feel about it in general. Maybe we can see when that happens, because I know the episode is coming out this week sometime. So yeah, expect that video soon. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.